Alright, new guitar day. As you can see, it's Sterling. Let's open this baby up. Alright, we've got a nice gig bag here. Let's see what we got inside. What we have today is a JP150D, meaning it has the DiMarzio pickups in it. So this is the John Petrucci guitar. You can see we've got the Music Man headstock. We've got stainless steel frets. You've got the DiMarzio pickups, as I mentioned. You have a three-way switch and volume and tone knobs. Nice maple top. Back is just black. Got the battery for the boost. Let's get a closer look. All right, so let's get a closer look here. You can get a closer look at the finish. Everything feels pretty high quality. The knobs have the nice kind of rubber sides to them. There's the push-pull for the boost. We've got the ebony fretboard, stainless steel frets. So the fretwork feels pretty good. Maybe the edges could do with a little bit of extra smoothing, but not too bad. Let's look at the nut. And that D nut could come a little lower. So could the G. So overall, the nut is okay, but that needs to come down a good chunk before this is really going to be nice and playable. You can see we've got our locking tuners there. The neck is the roasted maple. It's not chunky, it's not thin, it's just kind of a nice in-between. Let's look at the back. So one thing I'll point out, if you look down here, I did get this as a dent and scratch, and there you can see this one got banged pretty good. The finish is even starting to flake off, but that's why you save the money on it. Nice satin finish on the back of the neck. A little bit of crustiness on it, but nothing too bad. Nice rounded heel joint. I'd say weight-wise, it's kind of in that upper 7s to lower 8s range. So not super heavy, but not super light. Let's hear how it sounds. Okay, so one thing I will add on the out-of-the-box condition of this Sterling guitar is, in addition to the nut needing a little bit of help, a couple of things. One, when I tune it up, the bridge is still kind of quite leaning back in the guitar. I don't know if that's causing much of an issue or not. I'll probably loosen the springs in the back just to get it a little more flush with the guitar top, but just something that caught my eye. Not a big deal. Probably the bigger problem is the frets, even though they're stainless steel, are very rough. I don't know if you can hear that. Here, let me bring the mic closer. I wouldn't expect stainless steel frets to need polishing, but these do pretty bad. So just something to keep in mind. It's not coming out of the box in a super playable condition. I think you could do better. And that has nothing to do with the fact that this is kind of a dent and scratch. I showed you the blemish on it. The frets needing polishing should not be part of any dent or scratch condition that they sell it in. That's a ding when somebody dropped it or banged it, which is fine. But the frets being that worn, that's not okay. So we'll try to address that and make it better, but thought I'd share. So I took the back plate off to try to adjust how the bridge is sitting in terms of being pulled too far back into the body. So that involves adjusting these screws to kind of try to pull the plate more towards into the body. I was able to do that, but I will say the screws are in crooked. So as you turn them, they don't go straight in and out. They're going up and down, a little bit left and right. So they're kind of spiraling a little bit in and not just going straight in and out. So getting it adjusted right was a little bit of a hassle, and it's just kind of another sign of iffy quality that the way these screws were put into the body just wasn't right and correct. So just another data point. Here's what the inside cavity looks like. And I got it open because of that input jack. So when we try to put the input jack in, you can see it's like really hard to push that in. You got to really jam it in. I can't do it even with one hand now. I think the problem is that this piece of metal here is, I don't know, bent too far forward. I'm not sure what the issue is. But you really got to push hard to get that jack inside. So we'll see if we can do something about that. Okay, so I spent a little bit of time with this, getting it kind of cleaned up, so to speak. So I was able to adjust the input jack here, so it goes in nice and smooth. I did take a cut at polishing the frets. They're better. They're not perfect yet, but they're better. I try to get the bridge as even with the body as I could. It's pretty close. Overall, it took a little bit of work to get it into kind of good playing shape, but I think it's pretty good right now. I think in general, in terms of the feel of the guitar, the neck feels pretty good. It's a nice C shape, medium C, not too thick, not too thin. The fretboard is, I think, a 16-inch radius all the way up and down. So it's pretty flat, but that works out pretty well. The main issue I'm having in terms of ergonomics is the positioning of this pickup selector. Because I tend to hold my pick with an open palm, I'm banging into it a lot. If you're a player that has more of a closed palm, you probably won't notice it very much, but I hit it all the time. It's kind of a pain. Other than that, it's a very comfortable guitar to play. Let's hear how it sounds. So I'm playing through my quad Cortex. I'm using a patch I created that's using a Petrucci Kraken amp model. There's still a little bit of delay and reverb, but I tried to turn that down quite a bit so we can hear mostly the guitar, but there is a little bit of ambience on the tone. So let's hear what it sounds like. Here is a clean tone with the neck pickup. Let's try the in-between. And here's the bridge. Let's try it with the boost. here it's quite a bit louder, which would make sense. I think it's a 20 dB boost. I think it's what, a 20 dB boost. Here's the middle boosted. And here that's pushing my amp model into some overdrive. One thing I like about this is the bridge pickup, although it's ceramic magnets, is real smooth. Doesn't have a lot of sharp top end to it. So it's a very smooth top end to this. So I think this pickup has Alnico 5 magnets in it, where this one is ceramic, like I said. So for a ceramic pickup, one of the nice things about ceramic magnets I found is that you can tune it a little less trebly and still get some clarity out of it. But let's go to some overdriven sounds. Here's a light overdrive on the neck pickup. And here's the bridge. Let's go to a heavier kind of crunch tone. Let's try the neck pickup. And in between. And let's go to kind of a heavier lead tone. Here's the neck. And in between. Sounds pretty good. Here, let's try the bridge pickup. I'm going to roll off the tone. Let's try it all the way off. Still pretty usable. It's kind of a C10-ish kind of thing, maybe halfway. All the way up. So the tone control is pretty usable. I think kind of the bottom of the range has the most difference, and then once you get to about halfway, it's pretty subtle. Let's switch over to, I have a patch here that's using the John Petrucci amp. So this is going to be pretty wet, but I figured we have a John Petrucci guitar. Let's try using the John Petrucci amps on the Quad Cortex. Let's try kind of a dry rhythm tone. Let's try a real thick lead. We'll go with the neck pickup. So it maintains its clarity, which is nice. I'm not surprised because these pickups were designed for Petrucci, so I'm not surprised that it plays well with his Mesa amp. So overall, I think the guitar sounds good. It plays pretty good. I'm a little iffy on the placement of the pickup selector. I'm a little iffy of the quality of the guitar out of the box. I had to spend some time with it to get it to where it didn't feel crappy. It still needs a little bit. I think the nut could go down a little bit. The frets need a little more polishing. Other than that, it's okay. Just all the little things like I went through at the beginning of the video. There's annoyances more than anything, but they're just a sign of a guitar that wasn't put together well. So I think if you're gonna buy one of these, I think you'll get a good guitar eventually, but either you'll have to put in the work yourself or take it to somebody who knows how to do all these basic little things and can clean it up and make it in the best condition it can be in. So a little disappointing for a $1,300 guitar. I would hope for a little more quality out of the box. The Schecter I just bought as well came out of the box a lot cleaner in terms of its quality, and I think overall I prefer that guitar. Although the pickups in this are great. I may look to put these pickups in another guitar, but I don't think that this guitar will be for me long term. Anyway, I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching.